So what you look at in Amalek, which is the character in the Torah who wants to destroy the people of Israel, Amalek stands for, in my mind, something that happens psychologically within a person, and then it becomes a group identity that the world would be better if we could fundamentally change the world in a certain way, and the path to changing the world is mass murder. You see this especially in modern times, that ideas propel mass murder. In other times, it was empires. There was an unruly people where you killed a lot of. You look at Genghis Khan. He said, if you surrender, all good. If you fight me, I kill everybody. Okay? So from his perspective, it wasn't personal. He says, if you surrender, I let everybody live. If you don't surrender, everybody dies. So it was a way of forcing his enemies to surrender. Now, incredible bloodshed during Genghis Khan, but it was not ideological. You find ideological murder as a function really more of the 20th and 21st century. So when you think of Amalek, first I think about political Amalek. And then the tradition discusses the inner Amalek. And the inner law Amalek, by the way, when I work with people working a 12-step program, they really understand inner Amalek. Inner Amalek means there's a force within you that would like to destroy you. It doesn't just give you trouble. It doesn't produce Freudian slips of the tongue. It actually has as its organizing principle the destruction of the host, meaning you. It's like a cancerous parasite that can only live while it's in you, but its goal is to destroy you. And anybody who's ever struggled with any kind of addiction, you know what I'm talking about. Now, there are many people who struggle with addictive behaviors, but their problem is not substance abuse, but even they can see that there's addictive kinds of behaviors that are deeply destructive of you and people around you. The two that I see the most in my work with people are anger and depression. Now, by depression, I don't mean clinical depression where there's actually some kind of chemical imbalance in the body, because the kind of spiritual depression I'm talking about is always rooted in anger. I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at somebody else. I can't get satisfaction. I'm never going to work it out. And one is just roiling with anger. And the only thing that one can do is depress the anger and therefore depress everything and kind of check out. If you've ever gone through a cycle of depression in your life, if you look deep inside, you're probably angry at yourself, somebody else, at life, or at God, and you can't stand those feelings. And there are people, when they go into that cycle, they don't come out. Or they don't come out for years. And they try different kinds of therapies, they try different kinds of drugs, but it's like a haunting, haunting shadow. I have a book at home, they call it The Noonday Demon. When everybody else is out and active, you just can't even get out of bed. So I've known people whose lives get ripped apart by depression. They lose relationships. I remember a person many, many years ago whose husband was suffering from depression, and the reason was his father had begun a business, says, I'll let you have it when I retire. So dad's 60, son is 30. Son says, yeah, kind of like around now. Well, dad was in his 80s, and son was in his 50s, and still didn't have the business, still working for his pop. Not only that, but dad was running the business into the ground once the digital age came into being. So this guy had planned his whole life to take over a successful business, and now here he is in his mid-50s, and the business is in tatters. And he becomes deeply depressed. So his wife comes to me and says, this is unbearable for me. And so I talk to him, and he says, look, I'm a provider. I've never strayed. I bring money home. What is she complaining about? I'm a good man. I said, let's define good. You're saying a good husband is the one who can bring enough money home for the family to survive, but not to be fully present as a human being and understand this depression is not only killing you, it's killing your wife spiritually, emotionally, and killing your family. And he said, there's nothing I can do about it. It's my father's fault. I said, there's a lot you can do about it. Because I've worked with many people like him. There's a lot you can do about it, but you have to give up the resentment and the anger. And as always, people say, what, just forgive, just let go? I said, I never said the word forgive. I never said the word let go in the sense of it didn't happen or justifying it. Bad things happen a lot. And one kind of person mortgages their inner life to what happened, and they never come out of it. And other people say, well, I better come out of this because whatever happened then, I don't want to haunt me my entire life.
Sim, shalom, sim, shalom, sim, shalom, tova uvavacha. Sim, shalom, sim, shalom, sim, shalom, tova uvavacha. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Sim, shalom, sim, shalom, sim.